Hello, Hitless Gaming here, bringing you another guide or a launch to a series, I guess. Today we have the Barebones Mach. This will be the fit and character that I use in order to teach you guys how to run level 4. So I'm going to start a series. I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually perform the series, but the idea is going to be that I show you guys how to do most level 4 missions. With dealing with the triggers and actually getting through the mission safely without losing your ship. The fitting that we're going to be using, or the fitting that I want to show off today, is a cheap-ish Machariel in the 6 to 800 million ISK range at the time of creation of this video. This Mach was designed to be flown with very bad skills, and it works out really well. And I have already flown it in several missions already with these skills on this pilot, and I plan to continue keeping these skills for this pilot for a little while. That will allow us to complete the series. I have also tested this fit with competent skills or decent skills, and it does really well. It does exceptionally well. So I thought I'd just go over that fit while I travel today. The fit's really easy. It is a Machariel. We have, in the highs, we have scout repeating cannons. The only downside to this fit, the only downside, is that it utilizes a lot of ammo. It'll burn through ammo very quickly, because you have a high rate of fire weapon system with 7 guns. It eats a lot of ammo. That's okay. It still makes money, it still makes profit. If you are really worried about ammo costs, you can switch down to standard ammo. You'll lose about 20% of your DPS. But aside from that, it's really solid. So the fitting is really simple. We have 800mm heavy scout repeating cannons across the highs. And then we have a tractor beam. This tractor beam is very useful. It's to grab an objective if it's in a can or a wreck. Without having to get quite to 0 on it. It's a quality of life thing. It's super helpful. You don't need it, and if you're tight on CPU, you can just take it off and not use it. I really appreciate having the tractor beam on the ship, and you'll see that through various missions where we actually utilize that and make good use of it. In the mids, we have mostly tank. We have a Pith B-type extra large shield booster. We went with this one because of cost. I didn't want to overspend on it because I wanted to keep it cheap, and the B-type is a good mix between expensive and cheap. This is the most expensive module on the ship at about 110 million. However, if you don't want to, you can run a cheap one or a meta one, as damage is really controllable in this ship, and there are other ways to mitigate damage aside from your wrapper, which I will demonstrate in various missions as it becomes necessary. And then we have 2 multi-spectrum shield hardeners, and then a Microwarpdrive. Some will say that the Microwarpdrive is a bad choice on a mission ship. They say that because they're used to having to try and make it cap stable. You do not need cap stability, and I'll demonstrate that. This ship is actually very comfortable to fly, as long as you just kind of pulse your rep. There's very few situations that it gets into where you actually are stressed on tank. But the Microwarpdrive allows you to mitigate more damage because you're now faster at 1400 meters a second. You're faster than every single NPC that you'll come across, making you incredibly flexible, and that in itself is super helpful. And then we have a tracking computer, always loaded with optimal range. We can change it to tracking, but we really don't need to. But we load it with optimal range to get the absolute most out of our fall off that we can. And with our not so great skills, our fall off sucks. You train just a few skills on this, your fall off can get exceptionally better very rapidly, and I'll get into that towards the end of the video here. And then lastly, we have a Republic Fleet large cap battery. This makes the booster run a little bit longer, along with the 3 capacitor control circuits, one being a tier 2 because it fits. So 1 tier 2 and 2 tier 1 capacitor control circuits. This just helps you run your cap a bit longer. Without it, you end up with about 48 seconds, where this buys you an additional 20 seconds or so of cap. And then you also regenerate cap a little bit faster, which means that you can boost more often, which is super helpful. And then in the lows, we have a mix because our skills aren't bad, or are bad. We have Gyrostabilizers. We have 3 of them, and then 3 tracking enhancers. We found a combination that works for us. We have 2 tier 2 gyrostabilizers and 1 meta gyrostabilizer, which is the counterbalanced compact. And then we have a single tier 2 tracking enhancer with 2 Fourier tracking enhancers. This is just where we ended up at 0 CPU, and you can fine-tune this and play with it as you like. If you like more range and tracking, you want more Tech 2 tracking enhancers. If you want more damage, you want more Tech 2 gyrostabilizers. You can do 4 gyrostabilizers and 2 tracking enhancers, although I find the 3-3 ends up doing better overall in performance. In the drone bay, I just loaded a bunch of warriors. You can do whatever you want here. I just load warriors to help with frigates if I do get webbed or scrammed by a frigate. I can't remember if there are actually scramming frigates in missions, but I take 25 warriors just to knock out frigates should we get caught by them in a situation that we're uncomfortable in. More times than not, we clean up frigates, and in future videos I'll show off how that goes very easily on this ship. Frigates are super easy to kill. And for ammo, we're going to carry rat-specific ammo, so we carry a little bit of everything. If you're shooting, for example, Angel Cartel, you want to shoot Fusion. If you're shooting Serpentis, you shoot Phase Plasma. If you're shooting something like Sancha or Blood Raiders, you shoot EMP. You basically use the ammo that does the most damage, and they all have the same tracking and range. For us, it is the 48 kilometer fall off. And lastly, I'm going to show you guys skills that help the ship. If we show info on the ship, I probably should have started with this and explained why the Mach is such a great ship. But all the bonuses to the ship help you. The fall off, the 7.5% fall off is massive. You guys, this is cannot be understated. This fall off range is fantastic on autocannons. How it works is fall off is your optimal range. So if I show info here and hit attributes, your fall off is your optimal range plus your fall off equals what is shown on here as your fall off range. And at this number here at 44 kilometers, we're doing 50% of our actual damage. So what it shows on paper. So if we have 500 DPS, we'll be doing 250. You can actually hit out double that, or a little bit under double. So you would take the 44 and you add another 39, and that means about 70 kilometers is where the damage actually really falls off. At that point, fall off plus fall off, you're doing about 25% damage, and it just drops steeply off that after that. But because of the way guns work, it makes this fall off extremely powerful with the really close optimal range. It's surprisingly good, and most people don't really see its strength, but it is amazing. But back to info on the Machariel here. So that's why the fall off is super important. And then of course it gets the damage bonus with the Mimitar cruiser ship, or Mimitar cruiser skill. And then the roll bonus is 25% rate of fire. This is why it consumes so much ammo. And then it has a 25% warp speed bonus. As you see, this thing kind of flies around. It feels more like a cruiser. In its base stats, it's got a lot of velocity and a strong capacitor, which allows it to navigate really well. So its maximum speed with our current skills is 201, and then if we turn on the Microwarpdrive, we get to 1400, which is absolutely insane for a battleship. And because it is fast like this, it is the fastest battleship with a Microwarpdrive in the game. It feels and navigates more like a cruiser. And then if we look again at the fitting window here, we can see that our alignment time is closer to 9 seconds than 12 seconds, where making it feel a lot more like a cruiser. It aligns and kind of moves around more like a cruiser than a battleship, and that is absolutely fantastic, and it feels great. But if we look at our skills here, this character has the worst possible skills for the Mach. We do have, this is my 0 to hero character, and so it has okay navigational skills, it has okay gunnery support skills, like it has things to 4 in gunnery support, but the big important one that we don't have is we have large projectile turret trained to 1, and then we have spaceship command, we have the Galente battleship trained to 1, and the Mimitar battleship trained to 1. This ship with moderately trained skills, if we just go ahead and pop on over real quick to my other account here, with moderately trained skills, not even max skills, but moderately trained skills, Sorry, that's not a screen that I wanted to show. We are going to go ahead. This is the exact same fitting. This Machariel here is the exact same fitting, so I do own 2 of them.
Docking permission requested. Docking requested.
And he... Yeah, the cat's purring, it sounds like it's doing things. He makes 760 DPS, and he has a fall off of 65 kilometers. Again, the exact same fitting, the same tracking enhancers, the same gyrostabilizers, the same tracking computer. He has a way better fall off and 50% more damage. And then the difference is that he has slightly better gunnery skills. So you can see a lot of things are 5. His large projectile turret is still only trained to 3. And he does have Lente Battleship, which helps the range a bit. Trained to 5, but he only has Mimitar Battleship trained to 3. So even with less than ideal skills, you end up with a really good map, or a really good mission ship at 760 DPS. Like, that is super, super solid. And again, this is a really cheap fit, 720 million SK in Jita today. And then, yeah, it just works out really great. And I just wanted to make a short video kind of showcasing the Mach and the fit while I traveled home. I accidentally did not switch to the right thing. Anyways, while I traveled home, yeah, it's a super fit. I'd like your comments on it, what you guys think. I find that this is a very successful mission ship. I've already flown it in several missions live on stream, and I plan to make a series where I go through missions and kind of show you guys how to fly missions and kind of do like a simple and easy let's run mission series to teach you guys some mission things. But that's all that I really have for you guys today. Make sure you guys fly fun, enjoy your time in EVE Online. See you guys in the next one, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. Help them YouTube metrics out and help the channel grow a little bit. You guys have a great day.